So Barack Obama is the product of white people. So let's get off this thing where, oh, America is so racist. What's making America so racist is people that continue to talk about racism and continue to focus on racism instead of focusing on unity and bringing our country forward.
All right, so woke actress Amanda Seales walked into a debate she wasn't ready for and gets cooked. Let's get into it. All right, folks, every now and then somebody walks into a debate and doesn't just win the argument, they absolutely expose the entire scam behind the person that's arguing with them, and that's exactly what happened here. Amanda Seales, she walks into this debate, and she's over here selling victimhood like it's on the clearance rack. He's dropping truth bombs that are going to burn the whole excuse factory to the ground. If you ever want to see what happens when facts go head-to-head with feelings, buckle up, because this man, he didn't just debate, he detonated. Play the clip.
Our ancestors wasn't asking for handouts. They were asking for equal opportunity. And we have equal opportunity in this country. We had a black president, just in case you didn't know. We had a black president and we had a black vice president. I mean, I think she was black. They said she was black. I don't know. So we had a black president, and you know who voted for that black man? White people. Because you can't win a popular election in this country without white people. So Barack Obama is the product of white people. So let's get off this thing where, oh, America is so racist. What's making America so racist is people that continue to talk about racism and continue to focus on racism instead of focusing on unity and bringing our country forward. People that have this liberal mindset are infecting our communities, black people, and making us victims and not victors. I refuse to embrace a victim mentality because that's not what our grandparents and Harriet Tubman and those people fought for. They fought for equal
not bring up
opportunity.
Harriet
Stop the
Tubman's
clip.
name
Stop the
in
clip.
vain.
Stop the clip. Now, first of all, her brain is smoking right here. Like the synapses aren't firing because she knows she's in over her head. Now, having just perused this clip, I can tell you what's about to happen. She doesn't have an idea what she's about to say. But she's going to call him names, or she's going to get into the emotions. Watch this. She's going to start telling him he's telling lies. All right? Because that's what they do when they get into these debates and they don't have the facts. Guaranteed, that's what's going to happen. Play the clip.
Baby, please.
They said the
Harriet
Lord's
Tubman,
name in vain.
Harriet
The
Tubman,
Lord's name.
Harriet Tubman was literally saving her family and others from slavery.
Yeah. You know who helped her? White people.
You know who helped her?
They were on the Underground Railroad.
No,
Come on in.
No,
come on
you know
in.
who helped her?
Come on in.
No, you know who helped her?
God and
People who benefit from white supremacy. One of the things
It's a lie. White supremacy is a lie.
No, sir, that's
It's a
simply
lie.
not
There's
true.
no such. I mean,
If that were not the case, then we wouldn't see the continued effort of colonialism and white people placing themselves in positions of power when they do not have the power.
Because their
hear
culture, black culture, is toxic. The black culture is toxic. We have produced a culture that is toxic. And let's get on the fact that there's no fathers
So
in
white
the black
culture is-
home. Let's talk about that.
Stop.
Let's talk about that.
Stop.
Let's talk about that.
None of this is gonna work if y'all are just gonna sit here and make up shit.
It's
not gonna work. No, it's a debate has to be in facts.
You're putting off emotional liberalism
I am
right
not
now.
putting off emotional liberalism. You're putting off unfounded lies
That's what y'all
based
do. Y'all
in
start saying
conservatism.
misinformation. Remember they did the
It is
misinformation thing all summer where everything
Look at this
conservatives
man.
did. They said
You're
misinformation.
carrying a chain around your neck of an apartheid nation that actively wants to harm black people and non-Jewish people. But let me bring it back. Let me bring it back.
Selling black people
Let me
in
bring
Africa
it. That was not happening in the context that you're saying.
And they were selling their own
bring it
people.
back.
Black people still sell their own people today too. By
I don't
the
know
way,
if I'm gonna last.
We're selling our own people today
I don't know
too.
if I'm gonna
You
last.
probably won't last with me.
I won't, because your ignorance is so
See, y'all,
overwhelming.
that's liberals. Y'all start name calling when y'all getting
it's
defeated
not
in an
name
argument.
calling.
Now, all right. She's going to say it's misinformation. That's what they always do. She's going to say that it is lies. He's making stuff up. I mean, statistical facts is what he's offering. There are numbers behind what he's saying to prove the point. This goes a little bit deeper. You ready for it? Let's let the emotions and the manufactured victimhood continue on. Play this clip.
So I think I'm coming from a place, and I guess my issue is having had my biological father murdered by a black man, having had my cousin shot in the head by a black man. We can talk numbers and statistics and what the people are doing, what the white man is doing and all that, but at the end of the day, I see when my family lives on the south side of Chicago, and I think you and I both can attest to this, and I'm not saying that there are not other factors, but we know that we kill each other at a disproportionate rate than any other race. Now, why we do that and why 6,000 to 9,000 black men are going to be homicided or killed or whatever by the end of the year annually by other black men, whereas the likelihood of a black man being killed by a white police officer is less than 150 per year, we know that we kill each other at a higher rate. So I'm not debating that there are not factors at play, but because I've lived the experience as a black woman losing my father to be murdered by a black man walking down the street.
I'm sorry to hear that, by the way.
No worries, thank you. But walking down the street in inner cities and different things, knowing that it's more likely that my own brother will rob and rape me than a white man or a white officer, we got to be real.
What's your proximity to white men in the south side of Chicago? Are there even white men around to rob and rape you at the same rate that there are black men?
There are white men around.
At the same rate?
There wasn't a lot of black people in there, but then that doesn't justify the fact that we're destroying each other. So even if we get to the root, like
we can agree on that,
okay, because I feel like a lot of
nothing
times liberals will argue like, well,
I'm not
the
a
white people
liberal.
are killing
I am
people.
I'm not a liberal.
Okay, well, I will say that people that sometimes have your stance that are against conservatives, maybe they have this claim that they're making it up, they're making up the numbers. We know that we do that to each other. So I want to get to the root of the issue. Why are we killing each other? I think the root of the issue is we've lost our values and we've lost our resilience as black people. We sit there and we talk about what the white man did and we talk about slavery and everything like that, but we have no self-accountability and say, you know what, at the end of the day, that is my black grandmother, that is my black sister, you are my black sister, and you know that a black man is more likely to rob you or commit some type of crime against you, and that's what we need to get down to the issue of. And like you were talking about earlier, like, hey, well, what's going on? You know, what do you think the answer is to one of the brothers that were speaking? I think it's the breakdown of the family. I think, like he said, because of our poor choices, and what happens is we look at domestic violence, for example. When domestic violence, women or men are even attacked, what is the first thing we say? It's like, you know what? It's not your what? It's not your fault. So that's what we do. We hold on to this narrative that, well, it's not our fault, and the issues in our community are not our fault, and the white man needs to give us something. The old white lady down the street is looking at me, and I don't know why she got braids in her hair. And we focus on all these other stupid things that don't matter. We don't get to the root of the fact that we're killing each other at a higher rate than any other race. It is self-hatred amongst us, I believe, that we can do that. That we, my mom's cousin, coming from the church parking lot, and guess who stuck her up and robbed her at gunpoint? A black man.
I need you to get to the point.
Like,
so
my
I can
point
respond.
is that, no, and I'm not trying to be funny, unless, like you said, we're going to keep it respectful.
Yeah, but you're monopolizing the whole conversation.
I mean, you're going to get to the point, right? Well, she made the point, and you didn't want to hear the point. Because that's always the situation with these folks then when they get into these types of debates. And it's not a debate. It's very one-sided because the young lady was bringing facts. And Amanda Seales wants to say, well, what proximity are you with white people? Like if you were close to white people, that would somehow change the crime statistics. Like you'd be, susceptible to rape and murder if you just got closer to some white folks. I mean, not only is that racist, but that's a stupid argument. And I love the fact that every now and then in this upside down clown world we call America, somebody does step up a little common sense like both of these fine individuals did. I mean, it feels like a thunderclap in the middle of the whining and the crime and the victimhood therapy sessions as people like Amanda Seales, washed up actress, thinks she's got some kind of authority over everybody, is going to look down her nose in some cynical, condescending, and critical way. She didn't have a point. This guy goes toe-to-toe with the woman who's clutching on to victimhood like it's a winning lottery ticket, telling the world yet again that black folks in America just don't have the same opportunities. And this guy is going to look at her and basically say, really? You might want to tell that to Barack Obama twice, because America elected him not once but twice. White people elected him. And you might want to mention it to Kamala Harris, who somehow tripped, stumbled, and fell into the vice presidency while cackling like the Joker. And this dude didn't lose his calm. He didn't get flustered. He didn't shout her down. He didn't call her names. He came with facts, verifiable, measurable, statistical facts. And here's the thing, facts don't care about your feelings, we know that. And that woman has a truckload of feelings. And every time he drops a truth bomb, or every time this young lady dropped a truth bomb, she came back with nothing but you're lying or get to the point. Or saying that's not true, or you need to make your point, you're monopolizing the conversation. You didn't have anything to say. That's the equivalent, that's the intellectual equivalent of a toddler just kind of plugging their ears and yelling, la, 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 I can't hear you. But the beauty of this approach, she's over there peddling oppression like it's a clearance sale at Target. He's going to remind her that the world, the world needs to know that America is the one place where you can literally come from nothing and become everything. Now, she could have used the argument of saying, well, do we have equality of access? Maybe black people don't have sometimes the same access, although I'd argue against that. He's exposing the scam. Because the whole we can't get ahead narrative, that's big business. Entire industries, politicians, activists, media empires, they're built on keeping people addicted to the idea that they're powerless. He torched it. I mean, basically saying, look around, the evidence didn't match your story. And certainly doesn't match up with your feelings. And that's what drives the professional victims crazy, because if opportunity exists, if success is actually possible, and she's an actress, so she knows it's possible, but if that's possible, then all the excuses they have collapse. And once the excuses collapse, now there's accountability, personal responsibility. They're going to show up like an uninvited guest at her pity party. And what I love the most is how her entire argument boils down to you're lying. No data, no receipts, no evidence, just the reflexive shriek of somebody who knows they've lost the battle, but still wants to swing a purse on the way down. Weak, lazy, it's tired, doesn't work. This dude deserves a lot of praise for not just holding his ground, but for exposing the emptiness of that entire worldview. He proved in real time, face to face, that the truth doesn't need theatrics, it just needs courage, and it needs to be spoken boldly. He said, you can't beat me. You can't beat me. He could stand in a room that probably didn't want to hear it and reject the victimhood script and have the courage to point at reality and say, that's right. It's right there. Just stop pretending that you're blind, that you don't see it. So I love this because he represents what more Americans, I don't care if you're black, white, brown, doesn't matter. You need to embrace it. Stop whining, start winning, stop blaming, start building, stop clutching history like a grievance trophy, and start making history with your own daggum life. And let me tell you why this resonates so much with me and probably with you as well. Because people are tired. They're tired of watching the race hustlers act like it's 1857 every time they don't get their way. Tired of the media shoving oppression Olympics in your faces while billionaires of every color sip champagne on private jets. Tired of politicians using victimhood like jumper cables to keep dead policies alive. This dude said what millions of people know deep down, that opportunity in America is real. That's why people are coming here. It's not guaranteed, but it's real. If Barack Obama can become president, if Oprah can become a billionaire, if LeBron can run his mouth in a $50 million mansion while telling you you're oppressed, then yeah, I think we can safely say that the ladder of opportunity still exists. And the only question is whether you're going to be willing to climb it. So let's give credit where it's due. The man wasn't just debating a woman. He was debating an entire mindset. He destroyed it. He exposed the fragile, hollow, pitiful excuse-making machine for what it is. And he did it with dignity, clarity, and truth, and I like it. I like it. So, folks, that's what we need more of in this country. Men and women who aren't afraid to stare down the lies and cut through the noise and speak plain truth, even if it offends the professional crybabies, because let's be real, truth today is savage. It's savage. And in that debate, that dude was a savage we needed, baby. So I like it. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you click like, subscribe to the Chad Prather Show on Rumble and on YouTube. And check out the Chad Prather Show Monday through Thursday at 2, 1 Central live. Go back and get the replays also before the noise early in the morning, our 10-minute devotionals. Get it. Check it out. And make sure you share these episodes. We love you. God bless you. Talk to you next time.